Hello and welcome to the show. This is Everything Under the Sun. My name is Ty. Hope all of you have been doing truly incredible this past week. Hope you've been doing things that you enjoy, filling your life with the things that feel good for you to do and feel and be. There's so many things in this life, and even if you spent every single day doing something different, just like with all the possibilities in the world, you were spending every day doing something different. You could never possibly do everything in one lifetime. It's like there's so many things and so many new things that are always being created and always being invented, and people that are just randomly inspired are the ones that are creating these new things. There are people that are creating inventions, creating ideas, and really putting it out there, and they're people just like you and I. They're people that have had an idea, have had a passion, have had an inspiration, and decided to follow through with it, decided to push forward with it. And it's something that I spoke in the last episode about, trying, and we don't have to try to do anything that's outside of what feels good for us. And when we start filling our life with these things that feel good for us, when we start filling our lives with the activities and the interests that actually feel good for us, and we let go of the intimidation, we let go of the ideas like, oh, I'm too old for that, or I missed my timeline for that, or, like whatever it is that may be too hard to do. It's like there are all these things that we tell ourselves before we start doing the activities that we really want to do. We want to travel, or we want to explore new ideas, or explore new hobbies, or learn new languages, and all these different things. And we keep telling ourselves these ideas that seem to push that off, or tell us that maybe that's far outside of our reach. But nothing is outside of your reach. Doesn't matter what age you are, or where you are in your life. It's all a matter of, are you going to move forward towards something that feels good for you? And that is something that's so important. As we start doing those things, as we start filling our lives with those things, we start realizing that we wake up happier, we wake up more excited to live this life, to move in this life, to do something, because we realize it's something that we love to do. We wake up in the morning knowing that we're going to fill our day with the things that feel good for us. So it's going to be an exciting day. And I spoke again in the last episode about trying and not doing anything outside of your comfort zone, or doing anything that doesn't feel right for you. And when I first started kind of this journey, I was starting a business like a few years ago, maybe like two and a half years ago. And I was waking up every morning. I was reading The Miracle Morning, and it's a great book, but it kind of speaks about waking up earlier and doing these specific things in the morning to get your day going. And a lot of people, like, I'm part of a group, and a lot of people feel as though it's like, oh, I'm having a hard time waking up that early, or I'm having a hard time staying on this specific regiment that someone else created. And that's essentially what it is. It's like someone else kind of created this idea of how you should wake up and how you should live your life, or how you should do these things. And all these skills are very great to have, like waking up earlier to fit more things in your schedule. It's something that is really beneficial, but it's also something that will happen naturally. As I kind of speak about, inspirations and filling your life with these things, as you fill your life with more things, you want to do more things in your day, which means you want to start portioning out your time a little more adequately. You want to start proportioning and prioritizing certain things in your life to accommodate to you allowing yourself to do those specific activities that bring you joy. Right now, I'm feeling so many things in my life, and there's so much that's happening that I feel. For a moment, I felt just like everything is happening so easily. There's so many things that are coming to my life that are just very, very great. And for a moment, I was like, there was that thought of, oh wait, is something bad going to happen? Is the other shoe going to drop? And it was a thought that didn't come in and stay very long, but it came in and I noticed it. And although I bypassed it, it was something that I realized I would have held on to much longer. It was something that I was holding on to for a long time, like wondering if that other shoe was going to drop, wondering if something was going to happen that seemed to backtrack or take away the ease or the things that were coming into my life. And I realized that it was my thoughts, like the ideas that I had about that other shoe dropping, that brought that anxiety about that brought that tension, that I felt that something was going to come and corrupt or disrupt the plans that I had, or the direction that I was moving in. And so often when we want to change up our lives, we want to do new things in our lives, we want to improve our lives in whatever way we see that we can improve it, we start to feel as though something is going to go wrong with us doing that we may as well not try, because we don't want to have to go through the hardship of it all coming down or it all crumbling down on us. And again, at the end of the day, when we start filling ourselves with those things that feel good for us, when we start filling our days and our time with the things that are really meaningful for us, then you'll start waking up earlier because you want to fit more of those things in. You'll start trusting yourself to know that no matter what happens, you'll continue to move forward doing the things that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, that put you in the orientation of the direction that you want to go. And that's really what this is all about. It's about finding yourself on this journey and where you are and where you want to go. And really trusting yourself to be on your own side. Because that's really what it is. It's like so many times we are not on our own side. We're telling ourselves the things that other people have told us and reiterating that to ourselves. And they're discouraging and they're hurtful and they're not something that helps to move us forward. There are things that other people tell us that are very inspirational, that help us to move through certain circumstances. But at the end of the day, it's our own faith, it's our own perseverance, it's our own belief in ourselves, it's us standing on our own side that allows us to move through certain obstacles, that allows us to walk in our own path. And when we walk on our own path, that's when we start creating really innovative things that are more meaningful to us. But we realize that, wait a minute, I'm not the only one that believes in this. I'm not the only one that feels this way. I'm not the only one that thinks this way. But maybe you have the words that can express it, or maybe you have the idea that can make it something in this world that other people can look at and say, yes, that is it. But it needs us to really go along our own journey and be on our own path. We don't have to mold into any expectation that any of this world will tell us to. Move towards the things that feel good for you, that fill your life with joy, that fill your life with that excitement. The projects that I'm working on, I get very, very excited, where it's like I have to stop working and truly get myself into like a meditative state in order to clear my mind, because I get so excited that it's all I think about. Before I go to bed, I really have to clear my mind so I'm not up all night kind of thinking of new ideas and new things to add to this idea. And it's very exciting and I'm very happy. But when I wake up in the morning, it's like there's no more kind of tossing and turning or, oh, I'm so tired or anything like that. Even if I am tired, I get up because I'm very excited to just start my day. There's so many things to fill in the day that I kind of just want more time in the day. And then that's when we start waking up early. That's when we start kind of going on these schedules very naturally. And of course, you can do the self-help books and do like the, wake up at 6 a.m. every day and journal and, write and meditate and exercise and do these certain things. All those things are very, very good. But I do believe that when we start moving towards the things that feel passionate for us, we start doing that naturally. We start wanting more time in the day. We start wanting to love ourselves more in whatever way that is, whether it's eating healthier or exercising or moving the body. We start noticing aches and pains that no longer align with where we want to move to. I'm moving toward health and prosperity and abundance, and this pain that I'm feeling isn't part of that. So I'm going to start doing some stretches. I'm going to start doing some movement and really get these kinks worked out and really tell myself that I'm in for it. I'm on my own side with whatever I need to do to move towards my happiness in whatever aspect that is. And as we start shaping our life in this way, then life does start to hand you things. Life starts to send you the very things that you've always been asking for. And there are things that it's like I've forgotten that I've asked for these things, and they're starting to appear in my life, and I'm very thankful for it. And I know that it's because I decided to be on my own side, and it's taken a while for me to be on my own side, but now that I'm here, it feels good. It feels like I'm whole, it feels like life is just beginning, and it's really very, very exciting. And hey, it could all be over tomorrow. Like I don't know that, but right now it feels really great, and that's all that matters, because this is my life right now. Right now is where I'm living my life, and it feels pretty good. So fill your life with these things, and know that as you're filling your life with the things that bring you joy, you are living and enjoying that moment. You are being enjoying that moment. You are living in your happiness in that moment. And don't think about things in the past or think about things in the future. It's like those experiences are not here. They're not right here in this moment. And you can always go back to the same habits. You can always go back to the same thought patterns. You can always go back to the same beliefs and, whatever it is you want to go back to that doesn't serve you. But give it a try. Give it a try doing something that feels good for you. Give it a try with being on your own side and saying supportive things to yourself, saying kind things to yourself, being loving to that which you are, like all that which you are, all the pieces, all the aspects, all the nooks and crannies, all the belief of shadows that you hold on to, like love all of it. Know that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with how you express yourself, who you are in this world. There's nothing wrong with it. Be who you are and fill your life with the things that bring you joy, including the people, the thoughts, the ideas, the beliefs Move in this alignment and bring joy to yourself in every single moment that you can, and you will be living in joy. And joy will continue to come to you. It's like opening up a doorway to that area of stuff. It's like if you want happiness, if you want joy, then open up that doorway and allow that joy to flow in. But you can't open that doorway if you're not getting near that doorway. And you're not getting near that doorway because we're telling ourselves these things. Oh, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this, or that other shoe is going to drop. The more we think these other things in opposition of what we want to open up in our lives, what we want to flow into our lives, as we put up that wall, we're stepping further and further away from that door. But as we start doing more things to incorporate happiness and joy and peace and the things that feel good for us in our lives, then we get closer to opening that door. And when that door is open, the floodgates do open up and more things of that same nature come flowing in. More security, more abundance, more joy, more love, all of it comes flowing in as long as you keep that door open. And keeping it open it's simple, although it's not something that is very easy. But it's simple because all it takes is you focusing on things that feel good, bringing great things into your life, things that are meaningful for you, not what the world would say is great, not what the world would say is good, not what other people, your neighbors, your family, what you feel is good, what you feel feels good for you. Bring that into your life, and that's bringing you closer to your doorway. Everyone has their own doors that they have to open up for themselves, and they may be very similar, but it's only opened by you. You are the only one that can open your own door. So open the doors that feel good for you. Don't open the doors of pain and despair and suffering any longer. Let those doors close. They will close naturally. You don't have to force it close. Just focus your attention on something that feels better, and those doors will start to open for you. And then the doors in this world, like the expression, doors will open for you. They will start to open for you. Opportunities, new things that will help to accommodate to this new motion that you're moving towards. New people will start flowing into your life. Relationships will fade in and out as they're meant to. And you'll recognize that that's just the ebb and flow of life. And the people that are in your life, the people that are surrounding you in whatever moment, they're there for a reason. They're there because that's the vibration that you've been on. That's the vibration that you've been putting out there. And as you notice more loving and kind and self-loving people come into your life, you start realizing it's like, oh wait, this is what I've been putting out there. I've been putting out this energy of love and acceptance and appreciation, and what I'm getting back are relationships that are trusting and fulfilling and feel good. And those are the things that we have to start noticing, because that's the reaffirming of this motion. Because as we start noticing these things change in our life, we can say that is a direct cause of this new way that I'm thinking, of this new way that I'm moving. And it just reaffirms it for you. It's like, okay, so I'm just going to stand my ground more in this. I'm going to see what this can really do, because once you start seeing it, once you start seeing those alignments and synchronicities and going along with it, and you start seeing things flow into your experience, you'll realize that you are very, very powerful, and that you can start to bring incredible things into your life. And you'll want to start bringing those. You'll start to say, what if I did focus my attention a little more towards this? What if I did start feeling and just like trying to feel good, even if I'm just sitting in one place, like without stimulating myself with doing fun things? Like, can I feel happy just sitting on the couch? Can I feel happy just being in my place? Can I just feel that emotion? Can I move emotion? Can I, we'll start to explore the deeper aspects of what this really is, because we are incredibly powerful, and it's much more than just bringing good things into our lives. It's about the energy that we are and the alignment with that, and how this life is not meant to be hardship and heartache and pain and suffering. It's not meant to be that. But we bring that into our lives by the thoughts that we think, by the beliefs that we hold. And if we start shifting those beliefs, then the world will start to shift in alignment with that. We start taking off those lenses, those things that keep us from seeing the truth of the life that we're meant to live. We're meant to live a life that's in alignment with what feels good for us, where we feel natural, where we feel at ease, where we feel at peace. That is the life that we're meant to live. And we know that when we realize that we can be sitting or laying in a hammock somewhere, and maybe there's nothing really special going on. Maybe you're not even doing anything, and you're at peace, you're happy. There's nothing happening. You're not doing anything. You're actually just resting. You're relaxing. You're not maybe even thinking about anything, but it's such a pleasant experience, such an easy experience. Life can be this way. And of course, you can still be doing activities. I mean, I spent hours hours. Like, it was like 13 hours the other day working on this business, but it was very exciting the entire time. And there were some parts that were a little frustrating, but I just brought myself back to the excitement of the project itself and what I wanted to complete, and like the feeling that I had, and realizing that I was doing it because it felt good. Always remind yourself of the things that you're doing, and am I doing this because I feel good, or am I doing it because I feel like I need to? And there are certain circumstances in our lives, like certain jobs or obligations, that we feel it's like, I need to do this. But start shifting your thought, even the idea of that thought, and saying, maybe this job isn't what I desire truthfully in my heart, but right now I want to be here because it pays me money. Start shifting it. No, don't say like, I need to be here, I have to be here. It's like, that's something that doesn't really feel good. It feels like you're bound by it. Start shifting the thoughts of even these everyday things to make it something that even feels more pleasant. The situations in our lives don't have to change for us to start realigning our thoughts and our beliefs to something that feels a little bit better. So that's all I really had for this episode. I feel like I kind of just went on a rant there of just this experience. I mean, life has been pretty amazing. I wasn't really sure what to do for this episode, but it's just a lot that I've been thinking about, and I realize that there's so much that goes into the thoughts that have been thought, the beliefs that have been had, that have gone into so many hardships that I've personally experienced in life, and so many dark places that I've gone to and been in, and just seeing where I am now. And it's not even, it's like there have even been more times when I've had more financial abundance, like physical financial abundance, than I do right now, but I've never been so happy than I am in my life right now. I've never. And it's an amazing feeling, and I know that you can feel this too. This isn't something that is unique to me or unique to certain people. It's like, we can all feel this, but it's by taking these steps, it's by doing these things, it's by, again, being on our own side, loving ourselves, and loving ourselves enough to start thinking things that feel better for us, start moving in a direction that feels better for us, start bringing things and people and situations into our experience that feel better for us. And stop listening to the world. It doesn't tell you it doesn't tell you the truth. The truth is within. It's always within. Feel it within, and our feelings are the best guidepost for that. So again, that's all I have for this episode. If you have any thoughts, ideas, or anything that I'd like to share, you can send that to everything.sunpodcast@gmail.com. You can join any of the social media groups: Instagram, everything.sunpodcast, Twitter, @everysunpodcast, the Facebook group, @everysunpodcast, and the YouTube page, Everything Under the Sun Podcast. And yeah, that's all I got. Love you all so much, and I will talk to you soon.